What's up, Bobcats, and welcome back to Major Moments. I'm Madeline Agostini, and today I'm joined with middle grades education major Stephen Petrosky. Thanks for being here, Stephen.
Thank you for having me.
So, Stephen, you're a middle grades education major. Could you explain to me a little more specifically what that exactly entails at Georgia College?
Yeah, it's they're preparing you to teach fourth grade through eighth grade. Late elementary into the middle school. So a lot of these a little early part of these kids' lives.
Yeah, that's really cool that you get to kind of transform them into their, adulthood in a way. Being in middle grades education, obviously you're working with people our age, teachers older, younger students. Has there been any skills that you've gotten through these experiences that you kind of weren't expecting to get?
Time management. It's a massive thing for teachers, and the cohort does a great job of making sure you're able to manage your time to stay on top of everything you need to do.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because I know that the cohort is a lot of work, right? You're going to schools and you're teaching. Can you tell us a little bit about your in-classroom experience that you're getting right now with those seventh graders?
It's about 2 days out of the week. I go down to a middle school, and for the whole day I'm there. And I'm just a student teacher. I'm watching the kids. I'm observing the kids. I'm teaching them.
Mm-hmm.
So it really does give you a good experience.
And so in the cohort, you guys have the Collegiate Middle Level Association. So could you tell me a little bit more about that? What does that mean? What do you really enjoy about that experience that you guys get?
Yeah, it's a meeting once a month between the juniors and the seniors in the cohort, and we just come together and we discuss, strategies in the classroom, how to handle students, how to handle things. Yeah, it's just a really good just meeting every month.
Mm-hmm. That's so cool. So you guys kind of get to bounce ideas off of each other, get to hear feedback and stuff. That's really awesome. Is there a specific subject that you're hoping to teach in your future classroom, or?
I want to teach world history for sure. I love seeing how history connects from the past to the present and seeing all the through lines.
That is a really cool topic. I loved my world history class, so that is a really great subject. Have you had any opportunity to kind of introduce that world history through the cohort, through to middle grades education at all, or not really yet?
I'm in a seventh grade classroom right now, and they do teach world history. So yeah, I've been able to dip my toes into it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Are you more of a digital note taker or a handwritten note taker?
Digital. I feel like it's a lot easier to just get to it quickly. You're not going to lose your papers.
Right. And simple. So if you're planning stuff in the classroom, you find yourself doing that more on your computer more so rather than drawing out worksheets or something like that?
Yeah, a lot of digital lesson plans. They give you a lot of templates, especially at these schools.
And so you're also a junior. I hear you're going into your senior year next year. Congratulations. What would be one piece of advice that you would give to freshman year Stephen?
I think just have fun. College it's an experience for sure, and you're never going to get it back. So spend more time, have more fun, hang out with friends more.
Yeah, awesome. I love that. If you had to explain to one of your seventh graders who are probably around 12, in 5 words or less, what your major is, what would you say to them?
I'm learning to become a teacher.
Boom.
That's simple.
Fair enough. That's perfect. That's a good one. And so obviously, again, you're working with these middle schoolers. They're all over TikTok. And is there a pop culture trend, TikTok trend, something that really sticks out to you that you would use to describe your middle grades education major?
I say Hope Corps on TikTok.
Yeah.
You're about to teach the next generation. You're teaching the people who are going into the workforce. You're going to be a real anchor in these kids' lives. So it's important that you have hope for this future and have hope for the next generation.
That is a really good one. So what inspires you to become a teacher, especially for middle grades or secondary education?
It's mainly my mom. When I was young, she passed away. And I'd hear from all of her former students about how great she was, how she was like another mom to them. And that it just really inspires me to be a teacher like that and to really, have these kids come back to my classroom and just talk about how great I was.
Yeah, that's really inspirational. Do you have a favorite memory that you've gotten from your experience in the classroom, maybe with the school you're at now or a previous school, or maybe something you're looking forward to next year?
At a previous school, one of my students, when I left, they were all sad to see me go, and she handed me a note, and she said how I was one of the first teachers to really say that I believe in her, and that me saying that to her really inspired her and really wanted her to work harder. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, little tears in my eyes.
Yeah, that's so sweet. I bet that made you think of your mom too. And so that's really special. I love that you got that experience. Has there been any lessons that you've learned from teachers or even from other students in the cohort that you've really held on to and really plan to take into your career?
I think it's just how different teaching is year to year. I think a lot of students think that every year they're using the same lesson plans, same thing. It's just the repeat of last year. But no, these children are changing every year. You're not going to have the same students. You're not going to be able to use the same lesson plan. So teachers do a lot of hard work. They
Right.
are constantly changing it up.
That's really interesting. And so I guess, have you seen any of the challenges that we're kind of facing as a generation with, these screens and TikTok and the short attention spans? How have you adapted as a learning teacher to those students that are also adapting and changing, like you said?
I mean, it's hard. You just gotta find what works, and just go and use that all the time. I mean, because it's hard. These kids do have low attention spans, so
Yeah. You just got to be quick on your feet,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. Well, it was really interesting hearing more about your middle grades education major, Stephen, and I really appreciate you sitting down with me again. And we wish you at Georgia College best of luck with your student teaching and all the adventures that may come with it.
thank you very much. Thank you for having me again.
Of course. We'll see you guys next time on Major Moments.